Good evening, or good afternoon to everybody. Apologize for my presentation will be in English. Even my English is not so perfect. And first of all, I would say that this job has been, I was thinking to do this job since 1 year after I review several material that can be the next, replacement for the silicon carbide. So, to be honest, I don't know if I should watch the video or I should watch it directly the screen. Nevertheless, so let's go on. So we right now we in the last 8 years we saw a transition between silicon to silicon carbide. And then what will be next, probably after 2030, we will start to see some devices that will be, made with synthetic diamond. Actually, what I can say, I live from the year 2000. All the epopea of the silicon carbide. I started in working silicon carbide about 15-20 years ago on the Schottky diode. That was one of the first development I have done. And if we say how is the transition is between 1950 2050 years. And now from 2000 to 2030, probably when we will see the first, MOSFET in diamond, in synthetic diamond, will be in the next 30 years. No, in the next 30 years, sorry, in more than 10 years. So, what I should present here, there are simply some data. Some data that in generally is explaining the silicon characteristic, the main one, where you can see the thermal conductivity is 0.3, and in the silicon carbide is 3, and there are some misalignment. And this is the breakdown voltages. So here we got for the silicon we have 0.3 megavolts per centimeter. For the silicon carbide we have 3 megavolts per centimeter, and for the diamond we have 10 megavolts per centimeter. In a bigger line, we say for the silicon is very known, the thermal conductivity is 150 watts per meter for Kelvin. And for the silicon carbide is around 490 watt per meter and Kelvin. And the amazing thing is that for the diamond will be around 2200. Is something about 5x what should be the 4x what should be the silicon carbide. So at the end, if we are going to review what should be based on Valika, the theoretical RSP, in the silicon we have something about 146 million centimeters square. For the silicon carbide, we have 0.39 million centimeters square, and the things is very already strange because I used the formula for all three material is 0.0114 million centimeters square. That is a short. It's a short square. In this slide here, there are especially how the material, lattice disappeared. If we watching the lattice from the silicon, we can see there is a cubic cubic shapes. If we are watching the silicon carbide, say lattice shape is the tetraedric, say basic form, and if we are switching again to the say diamond, we see that it's very similar to the silicon. The only difference we can see is we see on the atomic radius is much less on the diamond than the silicon carbide. The meaning is that when, for example, this can justify the 2200, or say the thermal conductivity of 2200, because in the silicon, or say in the diamond, the thermal conductivity is for the system is done with phonon. So if the radius is much less on the diamond, this means that there are much possibility to dissipate. And when say the material can dissipate 2200 centimeters square per volt per second, means that the speed, how the ether will be expanded outside will be at least 5 times more higher than what we are saying, well, 4 times higher what we see on the silicon carbide. Here there are a short view where is the difference between the SiC, why the SiC becomes successfully over the silicon material. And very easily we can see here that there are the electrical field is one of the first. On the fact that the electrical field of the critical electrical field of the silicon is 0.3, and the electrical critical field of the silicon carbide is 3, and we have a factor of 10. When we are talking about the losses, you can see that the specific resistance at 1200 volt actually for this class is around 250 million for the silicon, and for the silicon carbide is between 2 and 3, so it's 100 times lower. And finally, if we are going to compare the temperature that the silicon can operate and the silicon carbide operate, is at least 25 or 50 degrees more. And then this is the point that is the most interesting now, where we are with the technology. Because in this moment the wafer has been that can be produced without any issue is the 2 inches, and the 3 inches process has been already demonstrated and is on the way to be produced like the 2 inches. 4 inches there are the next development that is already in progress. And we can see from the level of the scale where we will have the 2 inches is today. This is already demonstrated and can be worked is 3 inches. 2027 is planned to have the 4 inches, and after 2035 is switches is 6 inches. As time like a comparison, when the silicon carbide went inside the market, and when we are right now with the diamond, it is easy to understand that will be the timing will be very similar. And what I'm expecting is that in 10 years from now, maybe more than that, a little bit more than 10 years, we will have 6 inches MOSFET in, synthetic diamond. So white diamond, we already listed the characteristic of the diamond. White diamond is we be successfully. First is a white gap, and it's 5.47. Second is the extremely light critical field before the breakdown is 10 megavolts per centimeter, and we have our exceptional thermal conductivity that is 2,200 watt per meter per Kelvin. So also in the right hand side there are other characteristics. If we are considering, for example, the RSP, when it's the same RSP we are considering for the silicon carbide to measure how much is effective. We see that, for example, the theoretical one, if it's theory, is 0.011, and someone of you can think that this is absolutely dramatic, but I can say that with simulation we have done in the past with the silicon carbide and use the Baliga formula, we catch on the silicon carbide the result like 0.35 million centimeters square. That is exactly what we can see. Sorry. It is exactly what we can see here. This result we already make a simulation with silicon carbide. So using the same formula, we catch this result here that, for my opinion, is amazing and incredible low. But at the moment there are no things to say is true or is not true. But the question is for sure this is the exact number, the number that we can get using the silicon carbide. So, in how the material B-form has been calculated for the figure of merit has been calculated for the of material is used in the Baliga, where we multiply the forget how is the name. Never mind, sorry. I apologize, but in this moment I don't remember how is the absolute then this value is the absolute, cannot remember very well, multiplied the mobility for electrical critical field, I'll say 3 times elevated. So the unipolar device limit is the RSP ideal should be 4 times dB square divided the B form. For this kind of formula, the instruction will come out very similar to, or say similarity to this one, and the silicon is matched with the silicon carbide, and the diamond are supposed to be the same. So regarding the blocking voltage, we are talking about the silicon carbide, and at 650 volt, the RSP for the drift is between 0.08 and 0.15. 1200 volt is 0.28 and 0.48. 1700 is 0.15, 0.97. and a 3000 change volt is 0, is a 2.1, 3.6. Is to say that we are talking about the ideal drift RSP. We are talking about the ideal drift RSP, where the assumption is x0 should be 9.7, where the mobility should be 900 centimeters square on volt per second, and a critical field should be 2.53 megavolt per centimeter square at 25 degrees. So now we switch to the comparison between the silicon carbide and the diamond, and from the result, we are always using 1200 volt at 25 degrees. So this will be calculated based on this number here. The result will come out for the diamond at 0.067 and between 0.0067 and 0.0114. So, and we can see how much is lower and how much is higher. It's 70, between 24 and 72 times higher, lower. And critical field, we already know is 2.53, and the diamond is 10, and this is four times higher. The thermal conductivity, this already we saw in the previous slide, is 3.7 to 4.9, and the diamond is more than 20. And the ideal deform, that is the one calculated with the Baliga formula, is 3 to 5.2. On the diamond is in the diamond is 126 2014. So I would like to speed up a little bit. So in this page here, there are the benefits that are behind the RDS-on, the simple RDS-on, because we will have low capacitance, low gate charge, faster gate transition, faster switch performances, and smaller chip for sure. This is the main characteristic that the transition between silicon carbide and diamond will give. Again, here one repetition with a graph that gives better idea how much is the position of the RDS-on, the RSP for the silicon, for the silicon carbide, and for the supposed diamond limit that is in project. This is the concept how the first, MOSFET, I would say, rather than MOSFET, this is a normal ion, and the principle is very similar to the gallium nitride devices. And there are some issue currently that is under solving, and it's very easy doping the diamond with boron, and can reach a very low resistance and concentration around 1E19. But when we are going to doping it with the phosphor, there are a lot of issues because of inside the crystal, or the diamond crystal, the phosphor that will be activated will be something about 0.8%. So it's very low quantity. This means that the resistance of the boron layer, but the phosphor layer will be pretty high. This is the same on the previous one, but explaining with some more, information on the right hand side. Intrinsic diamond layer, boron doped channel, single gate oxide, excellent thermal path in the digitated aorta. How this is, say, one of the first devices that can be done using the diamond. Actually, there are all, say, ingredients to make the process flow, and even the material, even 3 inches wafer today can do the difference. This is another supposed to be another structure that can be used for the MOSFET with diamond. You can see very clear here. There are here next to the N plus source and next to the N plus substrate and the epi. One word is called ACE. And this ACE is a special doping system that is burning recently. And when I say recently, this is 2026. Means that this one here has been tried, and this can give the possibility to reach also concentration inside the N plus, like the P plus, 1A19, and this can be the precursor how create the MOSFET, I mean like the traditional MOSFET today we see with the silicon carbide. So on the right hand side, I placed all the region and how the type of the doping level can be reached. For example, this is the P plus body contact, we can reach even 520. N plus source doped with the ACE N type can reach even 5E19. And P body, okay, this we know, this is known things on the MOSFET. Oh, I cannot understand why I change. On the MOSFET. So we have the N drift with the ACE and N plus substrate with ACE. Here I don't need to probably specify what will be the benefit at the end when we can use the diamond MOSFET, because all magnetics will be smaller for a factor of 70-90%. Lower capacitance, say, will be reduced till very small values. Lower resistance we already know because we already saw several times. And all benefits that we can get here are still listed again. So at the end we will have the issue that currently we are facing, the wafer growth. I mean, we are talking about say, monocrystal diamond. Cost currently is one of the major issues. Doping, because we can doping very well with boron, but with phosphor we can say activate only 0.8%. The quality of the interface between the metal and the crystals, and manufacturing and ecosystem. What is the limitation until now is not very clear. All these the issue are to verify. And the partner for will be building supply chain partnership, developing delicate tool and consumables, establish standard reliability framework, ground design, packaging, and testing ecosystem. That everything actually for this material is missing. At the end, just to closing, maybe we have the silicon enabled electronic in 1950, silicon carbide enabled electrification in 2000. Diamond maybe will enable on the next century, and I didn't honestly put what we should be the next one, because someone in some lab, and I'm talking about university, start to talk about metallic hydrogen, or solid hydrogen in solid state, if it's stable. Thank you very much. I apologize to make a little bit confusion. I wish you a good day.
Thank you.